Taurus. This is EJ from Taurota Tarot. I hope everybody has had a good weekend. I hope everybody had a good birthday month. Those of you that have birthdays tomorrow, happy birthday to you. Tomorrow is May 20th. I believe the last day of Taurus. The Tuesday we go into Gemini. However, I have declared May Taurus month, so I'm partying to the end. All right, Taurus, this is for you. And another Taurus sitting in a tree. Kissing. This is for Taurus and Taurus. Taurus and Taurus pairings. One more shuffle. This is going to be 9 cards. 3 for recent past. 3 for current. 3 for present or future energy. I'm sorry. 2 for overall. I've been pulling 2 from the bottom of the deck. That's been working. 3 for guidance from the universe, and 1 from each of the oracle decks. A reminder, I do my cards straight up. I don't do reversals. So Taurus and Taurus, let's see what y'all been doing with your earthly selves. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Cups and the 9 of Coins. Oh boy, okay. And just if you were interested, that's the 3rd one over there. So something going on. Let's see what's happening, Taurus. So the King of Wands, the 7 of Swords, 4 of Swords, current energy, Tower, Princess of Coins, 4 of Wands. Why am I not getting happy, good feelings about this shit? Nothing. Future energy, 5 of Swords, 10 of Wands, man, and the Magician. Fuck. Okay, Taurus and Taurus. Let's get this reading kicked off. So, your overall energy right now, Taurus. And I'm talking to the primary Taurus watching this. Overall energy in your Taurus pairing is the Queen of Cups, which is telling me that y'all are really trying to stay calm about some shit, Taurus. I don't know what your other Taurus is doing, but y'all have really been trying to find your damn Zen moment. You see that lotus around her neck? Y'all have really been trying hard, almost to a struggle. I promise you the 9 of Coins will make herself known when we get to that point. We're not there yet. Yeah, we're not there yet. So let's just start from the beginning. In your recent past, Taurus, with the other bull that you're dealing with, somebody was feeling awfully sure of themselves. And just almost to a point, Taurus, where you were ready to sock the other Taurus in the face. I'm sorry. I don't know what your other Taurus was doing. If they were cheating, I'm trying to pick up this energy. I'm getting a whole lot of shit. But it's been some spooky, unnecessary shit going on in the background. And for the Taurus that's watching this, about their other Taurus, yeah, this has been what you coming out of. This is your recent past. And you just, I can literally feel all of you looking at your other Taurus going, really, you pulled this shit? That's the energy. I don't want to say it, but there may have been some cheating going on. Somebody may be at work with your partner. Somebody, your ex from the past. Energy is kind of murky about that. So I'm guessing there's probably a lot of different ways this came about. However, Taurus, you were not having that from another Taurus. You just were not. You were not having it. So you decided to take a break, an emotional break, because you didn't want to be bothered with the crap anymore. Current energy. The secrets are coming out, and they're probably coming out 5 at a time. Shit you did not know your partner was doing. Shit you did not know your partner was capable of doing. Let's just put that out there. This is a shake-up, Taurus, and I'm trying to make light of this because I swear I'll start crying here in a minute. I don't feel any karmic shit. So now whoever this is resonating with, this does not to me feel like a karmic relationship. It feels like at one point it was a very strong and solid relationship, but I don't know if your partner got bored. This could be you, Taurus. Maybe you were fucking around on the other Taurus. But however it's resonating, whoever did the cheating, I don't know if you got bored, you were just tired of going through all the bullshit. I don't know. Got stuck in a rut, and that 9 times out of 10 is probably what it is. 2 Tauruses, 2 earth signs together. That's usually what will happen. You end up in a rut, you can't move forward, and so you're like, fuck it, I'm bored, I'm going to do something else. And this is the energy now that's kind of coming through. So I'm assuming that that was probably the nexus of the problem. And from what I can see and what I can feel, your partner just turned around and went on and did what they were going to do. So that brings you to your present moment. You are trying to rebuild, restructure, figure out what the fuck. Again, I don't feel the soulmate twin flame kind of connection. So this probably hurts, but not as deeply as if it were that kind of karmic thing. It hurts nonetheless, and it's not pretty. It just is what it is. I'm sorry, Taurus and Taurus is going through this because y'all are of the same thing, and you really know how your partner thinks, but you didn't see this coming. So I feel like a lot of you got blindsided with the way your partner ended the relationship or how you found out they were cheating on you. With the Princess of Coins here, this is really about you, Taurus. And I'm talking to the Taurus that's watching this now. It's crazy, Taurus and Taurus. But this is your challenge moving forward, and your challenge from the past. Giving away too much. Giving away too much too soon. And I think that is just an inherent problem for all Tauruses because we got that soft, mushy side. And because we are so fucking loyal, we give too much too soon. That is usually the problem. We give away too much too soon. Now, because you are with another Taurus, in my mind, there are 2 types of Tauruses. Now, some of y'all are going to disagree. I'm sure somebody going to hop on there and be like, how did you say that? There's not no 2 different types of Taurus. Only one type of Taurus. I think there are 2 types of Tauruses. I think there are those of us that are very conservative and we do what we do and we don't make a big fuss about it. And I think there are another set of Tauruses that are just out there and they just doing the damn thing. However that's resonating. And I think it really depends on what you have in your natal chart, what your rising sign is, all that crap. It's important. But I think there are 2 types. There's the conservative, stick to a tried and true bull, and then there's the wild bull that just runs around looking for stuff to run into. If you were paired with that other Taurus, the one with just wild crazy, it doesn't matter really because we are still loyal. Even that wild and crazy is loyal, maybe at a different degree, but they're still loyal. And when we fall out of that, it's kind of like Ali Ali in free. It's just once that we're done with you for whatever reason, maybe your partner being a Taurus felt like you weren't doing enough. I'm getting some of that you weren't doing enough in the relationship. You got complacent too quick. And this is the problem and not every Taurus and Taurus relationship is like this. I know some fabulous Taurus pairings that have been together forever. But for a lot of Tauruses, when they get with other Tauruses, I keep doing this. Deal with your element. So we're earth. So if you're with a Pisces, that's water. And a lot of times what you find in water and earth sign pairings is that shit gets a little sloppy sometimes. Just like if you're trying to walk through some mud in a pair of heels. Earth signs, you got earth and earth. There's no water to make it muddy. There's no air to blow it around. There's no fire to light it up. It's just dirt. And you can very quickly get into a rut with another Taurus if you're not thinking about how you add things in. Your challenge, Taurus, is to think about what you do when you meet somebody and they hit that nerve. And you fall in love and you ready to give away the whole farm, the horses, the cows, everything. Your challenge is to think about why you do that. and is it necessary to do in every situation. While it's innate in us to be loyal, we don't have to be foolish. And I hate to say that, but that's the truth, and I'm talking to myself as much as I'm talking to you. We get into shit, and we think we have just fallen in love, and that is the end of the world. There's nobody better ever coming along, and we are it, and we give it all away at one time. Your current energy should be kind of hinting somewhere around in your head. You know, I did this, I gave him all of that, and I did this, and you may be feeling a little out of balance, and that may be the reason for the breakup, because the relationship was out of balance. One or the other of you were feeling like you were giving more, being more loyal than the other. Other partner cheated, did whatever. It is what it is. At the end of the day, this is not coming together. This is about going to the next level. This is not going to the next level. If I had gotten it like this, if I read them like this would be this. No next level. No. And that's where you are right now, Taurus. We're not doing nothing else. There's no reuniting. There's not even an inkling of any of that. Everybody is trying to pack up, move on, and get in their hoorah and go where they're going. And in part, again, I'll say it, this does not feel like a karmic connection. So if you are in a situation where you feel like it's karmic, you got that soul tie, twin flame, a soulmate, this is not that. This was just a regular old relationship for whatever that's worth. And Taurus, I just don't feel like you bent up about this. Yeah, it is causing you some disruption in your life. Yes, it has made a mess of some things, but I really don't feel like you were really all that tore up about this shit. And actually, I feel like a lot of you were ready to move on anyway. And there again, that's a symptom, or not a symptom, that's a side effect of dealing with another earth sign. Once you're kind of done, you're just done. And you're just done. It just is what it is. For your future energy with the Five of Swords, I've been saying this a lot in a lot of Taurus readings. We've got to change our attitude. We have to change our attitude. And if you look at the diagonal, you got a coin card surrounded by two sword cards. And your partner may have a lot of air energy in their chart, in their natal chart, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Here I go dropping stuff again. But if you look at that diagonal, you need to change your attitude. Hint your challenge. Giving away too much too soon. You need to change your attitude. You need to change how you're looking at your relationship and how you view the person that you love. Just because you love them, sometimes it's better to just hold back and appear selfish, stingy, greedy, whatever the word is, until you know for sure that the person that you're trying to hook up with is going to reciprocate in kind, at least to your liking, Taurus. Maybe not to the rest of us, but at least to your liking. So you don't feel like you're putting so much into the relationship and you're not getting anything back. Again, you keep trying to attack that same little issue the same way, you're going to keep getting the same result. So that means you got to change your attitude. Probably going to have to dig a little deeper and start working on what you believe and why you believe certain things. You know, if you believe that just because you fell in love, everybody else should just jump on the bandwagon, that's a belief you really need to look at. That's an example. It may not be the case, probably not the case, but it's still an example. If you believe that you have to give 100% to your partner regardless of whatever they're doing, that's a belief you might want to take a look at. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, in order to protect yourself, Taurus, from doing too much too soon, giving away too much too soon, then change your attitude. With the Ten of Wands here, you're probably feeling like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders. If you don't have that feeling, you will here soon. You will feel like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders. Not that you were physically doing so much, but this to me feels like you had a lot of mental shit going on. A lot of mind games, a lot of passive aggressive shutdown. I'm not going to talk, fuck you, I'm going to do what I want to do type energy. I'm not going to yell at you, but I'm going to fuck up your breakfast type shit. Yeah. You're going to feel some of that energy ease back here soon. And just know every relationship doesn't have to be like that, especially if this is for a younger person. Every relationship doesn't have to feel like you're carrying the weight of the world around. But again, we go back to the first card, the Five of Swords, thinking about your attitude and changing it, looking at your belief system and changing it. If you're believing something it should be a certain way and you keep coming up with different answers or different outcomes not to your liking, then maybe that's a belief you need to change. I'm just saying. Just saying. With the Magician card here, what I say all the time, you got the resources. You got the resources. You may have to spend some time studying how you feel. For those of you, and this is coming back to, this may be for some of you that are younger. And by younger, I'm going to say under 35. So this may be a newer situation for you if you've never been in a situation like this before, especially being with someone who is the same sign as you. Maybe you need to go back and look at, re-examine, reevaluate how that whole situation got kicked off in the first place, how you were feeling, and what made you jump in with both feet. Just saying, that's what the universe is kicking back. I'm sorry that you guys are going through this, but again, this is in the air. It is just the season for a shake up, break up, make up, break up, shake up. It just is. That's just what the fuck we got going on right now. This Nine of Coins sitting over here that I pulled out from under the Queen of Cups. Keep working on this Magician card down here. Keep working on trying to get that good relationship that you want towards. Just because this one did not work out does not mean that you should not follow your vision of what a good relationship is. So just know that. And keep working on those things within yourself that you bring to the table when you get into a relationship, whether it be your communication skills, your love making skills, your cooking skills, whatever. Keep thinking about it. Keep figuring out how you can readjust or change if anything needs to be changed. Just like fucking plants, relationships, they're alive, living things. They have to be just like my plant on this table. Just turn it around. It has to be watered. It has to be nurtured. It has to be talked to. It has to be cared for. Same thing with a relationship. You got to do it. You got to do it. So just think about moving forward, your next relationship. What are you bringing to the table? Are your communication skills as dope as you think they are? Or are you just fooling yourself? I'm just saying. I'm throwing it out there the way that it's coming to me. Let's see what the universe has for guidance. Yeah, it's a Three of Swords. Good grief. Star card. And the King of Coins. So the universe is sending a fairly solid message. You're in pain. Again, it doesn't have that karmic kind of hurt. I did another reading earlier and it had a lot of karmic shit in it. Now I was just ready to pull my hair out. This doesn't feel like that. This just feels like this relationship shit just went south and that's the end of it. Having your tower moment, everybody packing up boxes, moving out, doing what they do if you aren't living together. But this hurts, Taurus. Still hurts. Just because it didn't have a soul tied to it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. If for those of you breaking up on solid information about cheating, check that out. Especially if you're younger and you're listening to me. Check that out. Check that out. Check out why it happened. At some point, you may be able to go back to your partner. Not today, not tomorrow. Don't pick up your phone. I can find out. How come you broke up with me? How can you? No. It's some later date, way up in the future somewhere. You may want to ask them, why did we? You'll be able to figure some of this out on your own, Taurus. But then always to hear something from someone else out of the heat of the moment and with some perspective and time and space put on something. It's never a bad thing to hear what a person has to say. So at some future point, you may want to find out, what the fuck were you really thinking, dude? Why did you... And I've heard people tell me all kind of things. Exes come back. It was an accident. It was the worst mistake of their life. Other people, they're glad they did it. It helped them grow up, helped them grow, evolve, whatever. But it's always interesting to hear. So just keep that little nugget in your brain somewhere. I'm sorry, it hurts. I know it hurts. But it takes two people to create a relationship. So you have to take some responsibility for the part that you played, Taurus. Regardless of whatever the other Taurus did or didn't do, you still have to take some responsibility for that. When you start taking responsibility for the bits and pieces that you're responsible for, it begins to hurt less. I'm just saying. But universe is saying, look at that. Look at that. And at some future date, like I said, if you're ever able to talk to this person again, if you completely fell out, ask them why. You might be surprised at the answer that you get. Hopes, wishes, and dreams are being delayed. Being delayed. Universe, saw it flop out of my hand upside down. The energy immediately bounced back. Nope. So, hopes, wishes, and dreams, they're being delayed. There's something here that you need to get from this. And that, it is sitting on top of the Tower card. Excuse me. And only one card away from your challenge. I'm going to guess it's got something to do with giving away too much too soon. So this is a major card. You probably need to learn that lesson, Taurus, now rather than later, so you can continue on your path without getting diverted on some bullshit. I'm just saying. But not this time. Universe is saying the hopes, wishes, and dreams, not this time. Not until you can kind of understand what you're putting into the relationship versus what you're getting out. And that I'm feeling that a lot, and I'm hearing that. You gotta see where the balance is, and instead of just getting into a situation because that person is there, because you figure nobody else is gonna want to date you or whatever, however that's resonating for you. Why, when you get to that sweet spot, you just give away the farm? That needs to be looked at. And a Taurus of any age, me included. Why when we fall in love do we just fuck it? You can have it all, sweetie. Yeah, that's not good. And sometimes I believe it sets us up for failure because people take us for granted. They get complacent and they just assume you're always going to be there doing the same old thing. That energy is resonating about this relationship as well, that your partner just assumed that whatever he did or she did, however they did it, however often they did it, it wasn't going to matter. You were going to be there anyway. Going back to the same thing with the Princess of Coins, giving away too much. With the King of Coins down here, you will eventually be able to get back up on your feet and be stable. This is material shit. Some of you may be losing stuff in the breakup. If you're married and you've only been married a little bit of time, you may be losing money on the house. You may be losing a car. You might be losing a dog. Things you've invested in, spent time, money, blood, sweat, and tear type shit. That's including the dogs. Might be that. But you will eventually, the universe is telling you, you will eventually get back to some financial stability. It's just going to take some time. It's going to take some time. Let's see what the Oracle cards have for the Taurus and Taurus pairing. The waiting game. That's just what I said. That is just what I said. Claim your boundaries. All right. So the waiting game. And that is sitting right on top of the Princess of Coins. We'll say the same thing again. When you meet somebody, before you get into Taurus, I'm an April, May Taurus. I'm going to give it to you all. Before you get to that point, play the waiting game. Play the waiting game. See how much somebody else is going to put into the relationship before you go dump your whole damn jar of pennies in the mix. Don't do it. Play the waiting game. Play the waiting game. That's your mental note for next relationship. Play the waiting game. It's difficult. I know it's difficult. It's hard, especially if you don't like being lonely and all the other bullshit. It's difficult, but you have to do it. That's how. Just that's how the bullshit people get in, because we're in too much of a hurry, and we end up with somebody that don't give a damn, didn't give a damn in the first place. But we're in such a hurry, and we're in such a hurry to show people how loyal we are. Play the waiting game. Play the waiting game. It won't hurt you. Claim your boundaries. Claim your boundaries. That's the other piece of that. Claim your boundaries. What's yours? What framework you want to work in, what somebody else's boundaries are. So when you get into your next relationship, and things to think about this relationship, while you cleaning up, getting out, doing whatever, were your boundaries clear? Did you claim your boundaries when you got into the relationship? Did your partner, these are my boundaries, this is what I can work with? Did you do that? Or were you busy trying to give up the farm too quick? I'm just saying. Claim your boundaries. That's something to think about for the future. Claim your boundaries. Know what framework you like your relationship to work in. So, for example, if this is one of those situations that ended because your partner was bored, next relationship, start claiming them boundaries. Look, we need to do this. If you feel like you're ever getting bored, please come and talk to me first. That's claiming your boundary. That's letting that person know that's probably an area they want to sit down and discuss with you before they start feeling all put out and whatever. Just saying. I love you, Taurus. I hope you guys have a good rest of the month, a good week next week. Those of you celebrating tonight and tomorrow, happy birthday, happy birthday. All my Tauruses, I love you so much. I hope everybody had a wonderful birthday. I will talk to you soon. Bye, y'all.